We all know that content is king, but how can you make your content position you as an expert in the industry you want to lead? Hi, I'm Jessica Castle, the Stress-Free Launch Strategist, and today I want to talk to you about how you can create content that sets you up as an expert and makes people actually want to work with you or buy your products and services. If you want to build a product empire, or you want to have lots of courses, or you want to be a speaker, or you want to be an expert in your industry, you've got to make sure that your content is positioning you as such. Whether you're writing weekly blogs, sending a newsletter, doing a podcast, a Facebook Live, or a video, you have to make sure that you are positioning your content in such a way as it leads you to look like an expert. And not just look like one, I know you are one, but how you can position it so that other people can know, like, and trust you that much faster as the expert for the industry you want to lead. And there are 3 simple steps that I would suggest you can take when looking at your content plan to make sure that you're incorporating elements that will position you as an expert on the topic. The first thing you have to do is have an opinion, and not just any opinion, but a really strong one about the topic you are talking about. You have to look at all the things in your industry that you love, talk about those and why you love them. Also look at the things in your industry that you hate and why you hate them. If you're a health coach and you abhor counting points and things like Weight Watchers, call out Weight Watchers fans and tell them why that's not a great solution. In my industry, there's a lot of these overnight success stories of launches or this whole 6-figure number, and for me that's something I can't stand because each launch should totally have unique goals. And while there are overnight success stories, your first launch might only generate 20K, and you have to be okay with that. A lot of people, when they are first online, or even as they start kind of trying out new mediums, sometimes hold back on their opinions. But the thing is, to be an expert, you need to be polarizing. If you look at some of the people you follow, there are probably love and hates on the same side of the coin. I like Gary Vaynerchuk. His style doesn't resonate with everyone, and he's a polarizing figure, and that's okay because he has very strong opinions. And if you agree with his opinions, you become a raving fan, and if you don't, you'd never buy from him anyway, so he's totally okay with that. You need to have the same amount of confidence in your opinion as someone like a Gary Vaynerchuk so that you can forcefully say it and make your messaging clear and put a clear stamp in the ground that everyone can follow along behind you with. The second thing you can do to use content to help position you as an expert is actually build your credibility off of other experts in the field or people who are leading in different industries. This is actually a tip I got from Brendon Burchard when I was at his live Experts Academy event, and he suggested using a yes and or yes but approach to experts. So what does this mean for you? If you're reading a book, you should make a note of things you agree with and things you disagree with. So when you are talking about it on an Instagram Live, Facebook Live, or in a blog post, you can reference this and say, yes, this expert got it right, but here's what I would do differently, or here's what I'd suggest instead for you, which helps you position your expertise off of that person's that is from the book or the source or whatever. Or you can also say yes and say, I totally agree with this expert, and you need to do this extra thing. Building your credibility off the back of another expert like that can put you in a really strong position to look like an expert yourself, whether you read it in a book, whether you were at an event with them, whatever the case, you want to build it off of theirs. For example, I'm sharing this tip of Brendon's with you, but I've got one at the start and one at the end that are totally my own, and that's how I'm using it in this video. And then the final thing you need to do as an expert to make sure it comes across clear in your content is call on your uniqueness. Whether that is the unique name of your system that you walk clients through, whether that is a unique personality trait, whether that is a unique culture or belief or type of client you like to work with, you need to call out the stuff that only makes you you. The truth is, there's really no more new ideas out in the marketplace, so for you to be an expert and to catch up to someone that you might be idolizing or fearing you'll never reach up to, the only thing that's going to set you apart is you and who you are and how you do things and how you like to work and serve people. And that is what you need to call into each video or piece of content or whatever you are sharing with your audience. You need to make sure that it is unique to you. That's one reason I love making these video blogs is I feel like a little bit more of my personality comes out in them than if you were just reading it and I don't know whose voice is in your head, but you can hear my voice and you can see my face and I can make some corny jokes and we can have a good time, but I'm doing it in my style. You might like a podcast or to do a blog, and that's fine too. But you gotta find your uniqueness and you gotta find a way to set yourself up with capitalizing on that uniqueness, whether it is just a system that you follow, whether it's part of your personality, or whether it is how you like to work with people. So I hope you found these tips helpful today for creating your expert content, and I hope that you will use the content calendar planning system I shared with you last week in order to make that even effortless when you're coming up with topics and ideas. Cheers to you building your expert empire in 2018, and if you have any questions about how to position yourself as an expert, leave them in the comments below and I'll get right back to you.